Moving to the other big story this morning, 43-year-old lDฐΑ will take oath as the Prime Minister-elect of the Tibetan government in exile today in Dharamshala. The Harvard scholar was elected to office earlier this year. Sanghe's election is said to be a historic shift from the dominance of Tibetan politics by religious figures. In an interview to NDTV, Sanghe acknowledged that the Dalai Lama was irreplaceable, but said that he represented the restless young Tibet.
Sir, my first question to you is, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has decided to devolve all his political responsibilities to an elected representative. Now that's you. That's a massive responsibility. How do you feel?
Well, part excitement, part sobering. Excitement in the sense that I'm a Tibetan, and given my past family legacy and His Holiness' expectation that Tibetans stand on their own feet and lead the movement, time has come.
Dr. Sanghe, do you feel you would have enough authority to execute your responsibilities, considering most Tibetans wanted His Holiness the Dalai Lama to continue also as the political head?
I share sentiments of the Tibetan people that His Holiness continue to lead us. But, as he's said repeatedly, for the long-term interests of Tibet and Tibetan people, he is devolving his political power to elected leaders, and that we might not understand what he has decided now, but in the long run we will. So, taking faith in his words, I have no choice but to live up to his expectation and fulfill his mission to establish and strengthen a secular democratic society.
It's very interesting you've never been to Tibet, and if you haven't been to that country, you live here in Dharamshala, how do you plan to govern it from outside?
I was not allowed to by the Chinese government. That's sad. On the one hand, they always say anyone can come to Tibet and see for themselves the reality. But on the other hand, I was in Beijing in 2005, and just 3 hours flight from Beijing to Lhasa, and they said I can't go because they don't have enough people to receive me in Lhasa. And that's a sad thing. So, having said that, it's about leading the Tibetan people, which in some sense difficult, yet at the same time natural, because my responsibility is to put Tibet and Tibetan people front and center, for which Tibetans inside Tibet and outside are united and in agreement that we should, do our best to fight for our freedom and elevate the suffering of Tibetans inside Tibet. That way, Tibetans inside and outside will listen to and heed what I have to say and what I have to provide in my leadership.
But what do you really want the West to do for your cause?
What we want the world to know, and India as well, is that what we are striving for is very much enshrined in Indian constitution or all the democratic countries. Freedom, equality, and justice. And people in the free world enjoy that. That's all we want.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.